Hi, I'm Lori Gelman. Every baby knows rubber duckies mean fun in the tub, so it's really the perfect theme for a first birthday party. It's easy to follow this theme too. Just use yellow. Yellow plates, cups, and napkins. And for decorations, dozens of duckies. The highlight of this party is, of course, the Rubber-Ducky Cake, which is really easy to make. Lieve Hansen is here for Betty Crocker Kitchens, and she's going to show us exactly how to do it. Hey, Lieve, how are you?
Hi, Lori.
I can't help thinking that a baby's first birthday is such a milestone event. You really want to make it special.
Well, how about making a rubber ducky cake?
That sounds great.
Okay, well, what you're going to need is one 8-inch round, one 9-inch round, and one cake baked in a custard cup, a 10-ounce custard cup. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start trimming off the dome of the 8-inch cake.
Okay.
I'm going to use a serrated knife. Makes it easier to cut the cake. And I've also chilled these cakes in the freezer for about 45 minutes, and that firms them up a bit.
Nice. Can you use one cake mix for all three of these?
You can.
Okay.
So I'm going to take the first one, and I'm going to invert it. That way there's fewer crumbs.
And we're putting it right on our platter.
Now this one had a little bit of an edge. I'm just going to take my small serrated knife and just cut it off a little, make it easier to frost.
But you want to keep that dome?
I do want to keep that dome. That's going to help create part of the duck shape.
Okay.
I have some frosting over here, and I've tinted it yellow.
Nice. Just a little yellow food coloring?
Yeah, you can just buy it in the supermarket.
Okay.
And I'm going to take about 1/3 cup, place it right on top. And I'm going to use my offset spatula to spread it. It has a little offset, a little bent there.
Gotcha.
Now I'm going to take this one, but I'm going to keep the dome side up and center it. Okay?
Okay.
Now this little custard cup one is going to act as the head. So I can also trim this just a little bit. And again, I'm just going to take a little frosting for glue. And you're going to set it in about 1 inch. Then take these little sugared orange candies, and we need to make a little tail. So we're going to actually use these as the shape underneath. So you can use 1 or maybe 2, and maybe even stack them like that.
Okay.
And if they're not going to stick right away, you can use a little frosting as glue, or to really reinforce it, you can stick a toothpick right through it into the cake. Just make sure when you're serving it that you tell people and you remove those toothpicks before eating. So now we're ready to crumb coat the cake. So I'm just going to get this out of the way.
Okay. And when you say crumb coat, what do you mean by that?
A crumb coat is just a thin layer of frosting that we spread over the entire cake, and that's going to seal in any crumbs that might stray into your final coat of frosting.
Okay.
I'll take a nice dollop. Now you can see that we're going to have to actually angle the frosting in a bit. That'll help also give the shape of the duck. I'm using some of the frosting on the top to help me frost the sides. I actually have one ready to go, and it's chilled already in the freezer. Why don't I go get it?
Great. I'll move this.
Thank you.
Oh, what a nice idea to put it on a cake plate.
It looks like it's swimming in a little pond.
It does.
Okay, so we're ready to frost this one.
Great.
I'm going to show you a little trick after we have all the frosting on, how to frost a curved area.
Oh, okay.
So here, I'll give you a little start there.
Thanks.
You can get the sides. I think we almost have it
Yeah, it's
all
covered.
coated. A little bit on the tail here. Now this is a little trick I have. We want the head to be round. So what you can do is you can actually take a piece of paper or maybe even a little strip of cellophane, and you can frost with it. You're going to come over here
Oh, nice.
and just curve
Trick.
it over. And then you just scrape it off.
That really works.
Yep, nice. Okay, little trick. So you can use paper to frost a cake. Okay, so now it's time to put the face on. So what we have are these little candied orange slices.
You use those for the tail.
I did use those for the tail. And what you can do is actually just take a scissor and cut right down the center of it, but not all the way through, just about 3/4 of the way through. And you'll see that it opens up.
Like a mouth.
Like a
That's
mouth.
cute.
So one little trick to sort of form it is I have some just basic granulated sugar, and I'm going to dip that in there because that's sticky on the inside. And then you can just sort of form it with your hand, mold it until you have a kind of beak shape. And then we're just going to stick it right on. Now again, if it doesn't stick, the best tip is to just stick a toothpick right through it. So the next step is the eyes. I'm going to start with 2 nonpareil chocolate candies. And just place them above the beak. And then, just to give it a little pupil, we're going to use chocolate chips. And you can adhere that with just a little dollop of icing as your glue. Okay, and there you have your rubber ducky.
He looks fantastic. And as most moms know, you know this, a baby's first party is mostly about the picture you get of them with their cake. So don't miss this memorable moment. They grab it, they put it all over their faces, they smush it. It's fantastic. Thanks, Lee, for showing us the ducky cake.
Thank you.
I'm Lori Gelman.
For more recipe videos, visit lifemadedelicious.ca.